Notre Dame 21, Duke 14.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I had chest pain. I had legit chest pains from this game. 2 weeks in a row they're doing this to me.
I know.
Legit, like
Like,
me want
did time slow down like they say what happens in car crashes when Sam Hartman decided to scramble on 4th and 16? What happened in your brain?
I was down on all fours. I was down on all fours in my basement down here in the where I am sort of sequestered on college football Saturdays.
Yeah.
And I was down. I was on all fours in front of the 65-inch TV on the new throw rug
Ooh.
and just sort of looking up uh, helplessly. I don't know. I mean, there was that twinkle in his eye that I imagine must have existed where he looked, thought about throwing it, thought about
He
throwing it
really wanted
again,
to.
and
Yep.
then said, "F it, I'm running." And it was the right call, Dan. It
It
was
was.
the right call. They called it out on the broadcast. This is a new Sam Hartman. Maybe we can I don't think Sam Hartman's gonna be running for 100 yards a week, but Sam Hartman needed to step up in a very big way on 4th and 16. Otherwise, this would have been a much, much different recap. The way that this game went was Notre Dame and Duke played essentially a rock fight. There was not a lot of offense in this game. Um, Notre Dame's defense held Duke to 0 points for a good chunk of this game. It was 13-0 into the second half. And that's when Duke was the team that started getting its offense on track. I had talked a lot in the preview about how Notre Dame's going to wear Duke down. That is the way Notre Dame wants to play. They're going to wear down Duke. They've got the advantage on the line. I still believe that to some extent. They didn't show it. The Duke defense, either by scheme or just by sheer force of will, outplayed Notre Dame really on both lines.
Mhm.
But I thought Notre Dame would be able to get some push. They never really got some push. They got a couple big running plays, but no push, no sustained activity on the ground. It was Duke that started asserting itself. And so whether it was by handing it off to a running back when they needed hard yards at the end, whether it was Riley Leonard scrambling for a big play, whether it was Duke playing off of that and hitting a guy over the middle for an easy completion. Duke was the team that got its offense together first. And they used that to score 14 straight points to take the lead late into the game. Notre Dame basically needs a 95-yard drive inside 2 minutes in order to win this thing. Now, thankfully, they've got a kicker with a cannon for a leg. Accuracy is questionable,
Yep.
but he at least can hit from a pretty good distance. And they, I think, could have put him out there for like a 65-yarder if they wanted to, opted not to. It came right down to it. Sam Hartman had a big 4th down. And as we said, he decides he's going to run for it. He gets it. 2 plays later, Audric Estime is sprung loose, runs
An
for a touchdown.
incredible run.
Yeah.
Sort of bouncing around. Yeah, it was a terrific run. Uh, a great close from North Carolina, from Notre Dame. A heartbreaker. Riley Leonard gets hurt on
Yeah, man.
the sack fumble that ended the game effectively for Duke. He was on crutches after. Sam Hartman, real classy move, waiting outside the injury tent. I don't know if you saw that
I saw that. Yeah.
in all of your haze and all
Man.
of your heart palpitations.
I was taking my pulse to make sure I was okay.
Yeah.
It was 2 weeks in a row with this.
Is there So I think Duke is a good team. I think Duke was super inventive defensively, sort of mixing up blitzes to confuse Sam Hartman and get him out of rhythm, especially in the
Oh, yeah.
second half. Is there concern about I said North Carolina again, about Notre Dame's offense in this moment? They scored a touchdown on the opening drive thanks to a really well pulled off fake punt
Yep.
to
Right.
extend things. I think it was 4th and 4, and
Yeah.
then essentially it was, I don't know, like the 3rd or 4th to final play of the game. And so they essentially bookend the game with their only 2 touchdowns,
Yeah.
and then, really can't get in the end zone or just don't get in the end zone for the duration. Is that concerning, or is it
No,
more of a
it's definitely
compliment
concerning.
on Duke? Okay.
No, I mean, it's both. It's both.
Okay.
It's both. I mean, Duke played a really good game. Duke is a solid team. They're better than I thought. And
Yeah.
I don't think it's a
Did they end up
mirage.
covering Notre Dame?
Notre Dame ended up covering, yeah. Yeah. Ever
Woo!
so slightly, they covered, um, because of the 2-point conversion at the end. But we'll see
Yeah.
what happens with Duke moving forward because Riley Leonard did whatever to his ankle, was in the injury tent, seemed to be in a lot of pain, came out of the
Man.
tent on crutches. Hopefully, he's okay. That sucked. That really sucked to see him go down. From the Notre Dame standpoint, the concerning bit, I think, is twofold. First off, the fact that they could not get push against the Duke defensive front was very, very concerning because that is a matchup they need to win, and they didn't. The second thing, and look, we've been talking about this since March. Who are the receivers?
Yeah.
Who are the receivers? In this case, both Jaden Thomas and Jaden Greathouse, two guys who have seen a fair amount of action in the receiving core, both of those guys were out. And so, with the exception of Mitchell Evans, the tight end, who had a really good game, you
Yeah.
know Notre Dame likes tight
Number
ends.
86?
88.
88?
They're
Yeah.
starting to incorporate these guys a little bit more into the game plan, with the exception of the tight end. There really wasn't that complement. Rico Flores, a true freshman out of California,
Made some plays.
4-star.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made some plays, but he was really the only one. They've continued to try and use Tobias Merriweather as somebody who can stretch the field, and he's got the foot speed to do it. He just can't catch, Dan.
Yeah.
He can't catch, or he's committing a penalty.
I was gonna
And
say, when he's not catching it, he's pushing off and getting called
he's
for it at
pushing
the same
off.
moment.
So,
Yeah.
and then he drops it after he pushes off.
Right.
So it's like they need to find these guys who they can step up, who will step up in a big moment and get open so that Sam Hartman doesn't have to run for 16 hard yards. That is something that I think you need to watch moving forward because this happened to be a defensive game. The game next week against Louisville could also end up being a defensive game,
Right.
but eventually they're going to run into USC. And that's not to say USC has any kind of banner defense, but they're going to need to score points.
Yep.
Who is going to be out wide? Who is going to be that target out wide if it's not Jaden Davis, it's not, or Jaden Thomas, Jaden Greathouse? Who is it going to be that guy that steps up if not Rico Flores? They need to figure that out. And they're committing too many penalties. This is still a team that feels very disorganized. So we shall see. You escape with a win. You'll take the win over a ranked opponent. And it's on to next week. But there were certainly a number of concerning signs for Notre Dame that things from last week that didn't get sorted out yet that they need to fix very, very quickly. Otherwise, it's going to be another L somewhere down the
Man.
line.
I also just thought, man, what if Riley Leonard were on a team with just like slightly higher offensive skill talent,
The
right?
bullet train to Tuscaloosa.
I'm not even saying that, although that is a very notable team that's a quarterback away, probably. But like Riley Leonard, anywhere that has an okay quarterback, that would be a huge upgrade. You know, it's just that's the limitation of playing at Duke.